Hi, in this video, I'm going to show you how to calculate the intrinsic value of a stock. Okay, so this is a problem in which you have free cash flow is given and you have the growth rate, which is the constant growth rate after certain years, and you have cost of capital and you have some other information. So let me start solving this problem. Okay, so in this problem, what we're gonna do is we're gonna create a timeline. Okay, so first of all, I'm gonna put growth, and then I'm gonna put free cash flows. Okay, free cash flows. Actually, I'm gonna put time and free cash flows, and then here I'm gonna do terminal value or TV or horizon value, and here in this case I'm gonna put net. So this one is actually similar to the one we use dividend for stock price calculation. So I'm going to start with the growth. So in this case, let's see, we have year 1 through 4. Actually, there is no growth rate given, but you have the free cash flows. In year 5, which is after year 4, it's a constant. So here, year 1, 2, 3, 4, and year 5. So year 5, what is the constant growth? We have 3.65%. Okay, so I'm going to do time 1, time 2, and remember, we're going to stop where the cash flow gets constant. All right, so now I have free cash flow for year 1, which is 9.30 million, 9.30. Okay, and then next year we have 13.35 million, and in year 3 we have 14.95 million. In year 4 we have 18.1 million. Okay, so I summarize the problem here. Now in year 5 we have the constant growth of 3.65%. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to calculate the free cash flow for year 4, which is equal to the 4th year free cash flow times 1 plus the growth rate. Okay, 1 plus the growth rate. That is the free cash flow for year 5. Let me put them in at least 4 decimal. Okay, so I'm going to put in 4 decimal place, 4 decimal place. All right, now as you know that we can calculate the value of this company in year 4, which is the present value of all future cash flows. You remember that after year 4 the free cash flows are constant. So here I'm going to calculate terminal value or horizon value in year 4. That equals to the free cash flow in year 5. You divide by, you have cost of capital. Okay, and in this case we have 15.15%. so I forgot to summarize that, so I'm going to put here cost of capital, in other words WACC. That is 15.11%. okay, cost of capital. So I'm going to calculate now the terminal value in year 4. That equals to the free cash flow in year 5. You divide by RS, in other words cost of capital, minus the growth rate. So now you have the terminal value of this company. Okay, so to calculate the net cash flows, what we're going to do is we're gonna add those numbers here. So first year, second year, third year, we don't have anything else. So still I'm gonna do this number plus nothing just to set up the formula, and I'm gonna drag this here. So now we have the net cash flows, free cash flows. Using the net free cash flows, we can calculate the value of an operation. Value of operation. Value of operation. I'm going to be using value of operation. That is VOP, and I'm going to do this one to the lowercase, to the subscript. And now the value of operation, that is equal to the present value of all future cash flows. Okay, so using NPV keyword, we can calculate the present value of all these free cash flows. So I'm going to use NPV, okay, and then I'm going to use the cost of capital, and I'm going to use all the values. Here you go. So you calculate value of an operation. So this is the total value of this free cash flow. Okay, this is the intrinsic value. This is the stock price calculation using the intrinsic value of the company. So what we need to do is we need to do some adjustments. So for that, from your class note, I'm going to get the formula, and which is a lot of time I have shared with you. So I'm going to copy this formula here. So I'm going to copy the formula from your class notes. So I'm going to put right here. Okay. So the intrinsic value of a stock price is actually equal to the total value of the company. And if you have some cash and short-term securities, you have to add that cash and short-term securities on the value you calculated. And that's going to give you total intrinsic value of the firm. If you have debt or preferred stock, you take them out. That's going to give you the intrinsic value of the equity, and you divide by the number of shares. Okay, so let's start that information. Just putting this information right here. I'm going to put the value of an operation. And then in the question, I'm going to see if there is any cash or short-term securities. So as you can see in the question, that the firm has 8 million shares outstanding, 2.35 million cash and short-term investments, and the firm has no debt. Okay, so 2.35, this is the cash, 2.35 million, that is the cash. So I'm gonna add that information, and here if you add those two values, we have the total value of the company. In the question, there is no debt. In the question, there is no preferred stock. So after taking care of the debt and preferred stock, let's see what we have. So let me put this line here so that you can see exactly. So after taking care of that, so I'm going to do equal. So total value of the company minus debt minus preferred stock, that equals to 133.86 million. That is the value of the intrinsic value of the equity. Okay, so you divide that by number of shares, and as you can see in the question, we have 8 million shares. So 8 million shares. Remember, everything is a million in this question. So I'm going to use here that information, and let's calculate. Now we have total equity value. You divide by the number of shares. That's going to give you the stock price. This is the intrinsic value of the stock price. Okay, so this is how you're going to calculate the stock price using the intrinsic value, and I'm going to show you the formula here. Okay, so here All right, this is the formula, and I'm going to show you that information here too. I'm going to show you that information here, and I'm going to show the formula here, and I'm going to show the formula right here. I'm going to show the formula right here. All right, so this is how you can calculate the intrinsic value of the stock price calculation. This is very I mean, you know, there are steps, but this is actually finding the present value of uneven cash flow and then make some adjustment. I mean, in this case, definitely the cash flows are free cash flow. All right, thank you. Hope this video will help you.